Hello, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to just do a short video. I'm going to go ahead and join in the Junk Journal Madness for April of 2025. Junk Journal Madness is a series that's hosted by Susan at I Totally Love It. Each month she does a new journal and she has a guest collaborator submit different themes. And then she spins a dial and that chooses the theme. And then she sets, by rolling the dice, she sets a number of items to be used and a number of journal elements to be made. If you go over to her channel, she has a link to her Ko-Fi where she has the a couple of charts which give you ideas that you can use to create things. And then she has another chart of, she has materials and elements. So things to use and things to make. So I'm just going to go over this. It's written here. So it's hashtag Junk Journal Madness. For April 2025, the theme is roses and neutrals. If you go to Susan's channel at I Totally Love It, she has an introductory video where she chooses the theme and explains how it works. Her guest collaborator is Jennifer at Scrapbooks and Memories. When she rolled the dice, she came up with use 8 different materials at least and make 9 journal elements. So materials are ribbon, stamps, material, text pages, there's vellum, a huge number of different things. And like I say, she has a document that you can look at, download, or print out. And so the materials is one thing, and the journal elements is another. Now, journal elements might be pockets, tags, hidden paper clips, tip-ins, fold-outs, I don't even know what, envelope pages. She's got a huge number of things on her document. The reason for doing these, having these documents for the items to use and the items to make, is in order to help you expand your creativity, really, so that you're not always reverting back to just what you know. You might look at a multi-pocket something that you've never made and then kind of figure out how to make that. And so it's kind of just to help you along and maybe get you out of a rut that you might be in. All right, so the reason I'm doing this video now, first of all, I'm starting late. Today is April 8th, maybe. And everybody's already rolling with it. I'm coming in and I am just going through my process. So I want to let you in on that. So the theme is roses and neutrals. One of the places that I know I can always find roses is on postage stamps. This is a camellia, which they call a winter rose where I'm at. I'm in North Carolina, and these will actually bloom in the winter, and they call them a winter rose. But anyway, I have all different stamps of roses, so those will be a feature that I will use. Let's see, I also have this pad of paper, which it has a lot of roses. I might fussy cut them. I might use them as a backdrop. Okay. Just thinking about roses. I have these little urns that I got, probably from the Dollar Tree. I don't remember, but it looks like a Dollar Tree item. Let's see. I want to just talk about the roses first, and then we'll talk about the neutrals. Roses. This is from on on Facebook Marketplace, I had bought a whole bunch of scrapbooking paper, and this was part of what was in it. These are thick, so this might be part of the cover. This is paper. This is something I think off of Canva, and I was playing around with trying to do digitals, and I still don't know how to do digitals. So that is something for the future. But I have these, you know, different flowers and roses here. What else? I have these napkins, and they have roses along the edge. I have, this came from a napkin. So somewhere I have this napkin that I can use. This was made into paper, actually, by Mod Podging it to gauze. So, but I had the full napkin somewhere. Let's see what else. I have some of these. This is it's a postcard, but it has a recipe. But look at these girls. They have roses on their hats, roses in the garden, a rose tree, I guess. So I might include them. And then I have this. This is, there's a series of these books from, let's see when they're from. I don't know when they're from. I don't know. I'm going to say maybe the 50s or 60s. Anyway, there's a whole series of like how to draw things. But there's this vase of amazing roses on the cover. On the back cover. I'm sure it's inside here somewhere. There it is. So I could use a lot of different things there. So I think that's all my roses. Neutrals. Neutrals are an awful lot of beige, tan book pages. Let's see what else I have for neutrals. I have some other book pages. See, now there's a little bit of color in here. It's pink, but it's muted. So to me, that's neutral. There's an envelope. This could be neutral. This is metallic, but it's still neutral. Farmer's Almanac is a great place to find tables, you know, charts and tables. So that's kind of a nice variation. I have some coffee dyed paper. I have a lot more, but that's just a piece that was in there. Let's see. Register paper. Register, is that what you call it? Ledger paper, I guess. And then just different things that fall into that color scheme to do. Alright, so for my neutrals, I plan on using a lot of tans and browns. But I also plan on using some muted tones that might be more towards the green, pale blue. I have a couple ideas for a cover. My first idea that came to mind was that I was holding on to a Pop-Tart box, which is right here. Because I kind of like the size, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Because there was another thing I wanted to do, and so stay tuned and see what I choose. Other neutrals, cardboard, old envelopes, yeah, stuff like that. So that's part of my process. I'm going to try and keep all of this stuff kind of in one area as my go-to items. But who knows if that will even stick. So that's where I'm at. Oh, another good neutral is like sewing patterns. Yeah, sewing patterns and vellum, sketch paper, like maybe brown envelopes that you've gotten in the mail. This is just some paper that was on the back of a frame. Masking tape is a good neutral. And yeah, so those are some of the things that I am looking at. So I hope you join us, and I'm just going to show you Susan's. She's so organized. This is items to make. Tags, snippet rolls, clusters, a page edge. I'm sure belly band is in here somewhere. A journal card with a window, postcards, dangles, tassels, fabric flips, policy envelopes, coin envelopes. And then items to include are the materials that you would use. Twine, yarn, lace, washi tape, napkins, something wooden, wrapping paper, tracing paper. Wrapping paper is a good one. Items from punches, card catalogs, Rolodex, piano roll, newspapers, zippers. So there's all kinds of things that you can make. The best way to understand the introduction is if you go to Susan's channel at I Totally Love It and look up her jjmadness, Junk Journal Madness for April. Yeah, and if you make anything, now here's the thing. This does not have to be a huge project. This could just be something that you're trying. So whether you just try different elements and it gets you kind of rolling, or whether you do a whole journal. But the way she does it is she makes a whole journal in that month. And then she makes them, she videos them, and then at the end she does a flip through. And so if you want to try any little bit of this, there's no judgment, there's no rules. Start where you are. Don't feel overwhelmed or inundated. Just go ahead and give it a try. And if you want to share that with us, that would be a wonderful thing. It's a really great community. And Susan has a Facebook page. I think it's called Junk Journal Madness. And you can also check out some postings there. All right. I hope you get your creative juices flowing. And we'll see you on the next video about Junk Journal Madness in April.